Okay, so this is gonna be just a tips and tricks lesson. So this is my first time doing a face or like a person, and some of the things that I've picked up, I just wanted to share. So one of the things is trying to learn how to do this hair. I've found that one of the tricks that I learned is if you leave space in between. So first of all, you want to go all in the same direction. That's how I got to this point, was just taking black and just mapping it out one strand at a time, basically. In this area, I mean, you can kind of shade a little bit, but for the most part I just kind of mapped it out like that, and then I intentionally left these spaces in here. And what we're gonna do with that is just come back with, I'm using a warm gray 10%, and I'm gonna go over everything, and it's just really gonna blend it all together. And this is all I'm going to be doing, is just coming through with this gray for now. And burnishing everything out pretty much. So if I was to do this again, or when I do this again, I'm definitely going to go lighter on the hair, and I want to make it look more like this, as opposed to how dark I went on this one, but it should still be okay. But I'm just going to go through and do this with this warm gray over everything until I get it to a certain point, and then I'm gonna come back and add more detail on top of that. But until then, I'm gonna go into time lapse. I'll see you back in real time. Okay, so now I want to go over another trick I've been using, and that's to get the white hairs into the beard and like other areas. So what you do is what I did so far was I mapped a little bit of it out with the black pencil, and I left spaces in between like I talked about before, and then I went over the whole thing in warm gray 10%, and then I came back over it with black and darkened up the areas that are darker on the picture, and that's where we're at right now. So now I'm going to take the X-Acto knife, and I'm learning that it's better to do kind of be light on there and do quick strokes, and you kind of want to just hold it at an angle and just something like that. And that's what we're going to use to get the whiskers in here. So it's like there's something here. And it's just like I was saying, like a quick light stroke is seeming to work the best. This is the first time doing this, so kind of learning as I go, probably just like you. The next trick I wanted to show you, and then also for this blue, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to mess with this more, but I just wanted to kind of go over how I was mapping this face out with the shadows and everything. So what I like to do generally is if it's going to be a dark area, I like to go, and it's not like a skin tone or something, you know, that needs to be realistic, then you want to use more of like a darker version of that skin tone, like say, you know, you wanted to use dark brown instead of black. But when I'm using colors like blue and stuff and it's not really realistic anyways, I like to start, like my dark areas, I like to map out with black. Like, so this part right here is going to be blue, that I went over it with black. Also say like the ear, so I mapped out all of my shapes and stuff in black, and then I'm gonna and this is the same way I did the nose and everything. So then I'm gonna kind of go over the whole thing with like the next shade, like a medium blue or whatever. And then I'm gonna go over the whole thing with that really lightly. So this is the same thing I did for the nose and everything. This whole dark area right here, I just mapped out really lightly with black first. Then I went over that with dark blue, and then I just blended it all out with the light blue. It's similar to what we're gonna do the ear. But you can see this whole part of the ear is gonna be dark, so I did the whole thing black first. Then you just blend it all out with, I'm using pale blue, and that's just kind of like my lightest blue. And I'm just going to go over that medium blue and everything, and just blend everything into this black. I'm not going to do the darkest parts you don't want to go over with blue, because it'll kind of ruin how dark you can get it, but like right up into the black area. And you see how it just kind of makes itself look realistic. Like I didn't really do much, just did black. Now I'm just going over everything with blue. I did the medium blue first, that was what you saw first. This is a light blue. And I'm just blending it all in circular motions, putting a little bit of extra pressure, not a lot, because it kind of But then you see how the black just kind of makes it all already shadowed for me. And if I didn't do this medium blue underneath, it'd be too light for what I was going for. So that's why you get to gotta layer it. But you can see that's pretty much been my strategy. And then it's the same thing I'm going to do in this area. And you could take this technique and apply it to really anything. This is kind of how I've been, my strategy has been to draw stuff further, so that's pretty much it. Then you could come in, you know, and then you could take like a darker blue, and you can, like, there's another part of this ear right here that you kind of make visible. Because I kind of missed this portion right here, so I'll just come in there with the darker blue, and then like there's some highlights on there I kind of missed, so to add those you can erase a little bit. And then you can blend it with white. So like that. And then you just that's pretty much it. And then, I mean, you just go back and forth adding details, and like the lighter areas, you know, you can come and do a little bit of white. Like up in here is kind of the white, you know, you got some highlights in here somewhere, you can add white, and you just add the details that way, you know. And then, you know, any like areas that you miss, like there's like this dark area I missed right there. You add that. This part's a little bit more blue. You can blue that. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go back into time lapse. There might be another trick or two that I do in real time, but other than that, I'll see you at the end.